I guess we could lightly touch on this. The slam dunk contest, I thought it was all right. I don't think it was horrible. I did, and honestly, Kenny Smith drove me off the wall. I like Kenny Smith,
A
but he just
little too much.
he turns into some kind of monster. I don't know. He just turns into a different person, like very unlikable. Thank goodness he's not like this on Inside the NBA, or else I don't know if I could really watch the show, to be quite honest. Like, he is just so unbearable. And
Mm.
the way he does his dunking criteria, it's like, I don't know. And maybe you can answer this question, man. For players that are so competitive and so hard on themselves, they certainly like to give out very generous scores on dunks. And that was the
Hmm.
case in this competition, I think, towards the end. I think in the beginning with Cassius Stanley, which I think he hit a beautiful dunk, but in the end, I think the Twitter and the commentators were bashing him for giving him a low score. I'm like, do you need to, as a dunk contest, you need to do things we haven't seen before. And just hitting a nice stylized dunk is not going to get the job done. So I don't mind the hard judging. Anthony Simons won it. Thought it was an entertaining dunk contest overall. Not anything spectacular. Yeah, I think what Obi Toppin, I think what hurt him is just he's lengthy. Lengthy guys do terrible in this competition unless you're Dwight Howard
Hmm.
and JaVale McGee. I mean, those are two guys that you need to kind of. I think a lot more creativity. Just dunking over two people's not going to get the job done. I think if you're taller, you're at a disadvantage. I mean, I think you need to have like an insane vertical to really show off how you're different than the other competitors. But I didn't think the dunk contest was horrible, but it didn't light my world on fire. And I think the most outrageable thing about this, honestly, is that I think I heard two of the guys haven't even hit a dunk in a game, which is like ridiculous. Like you can't make a dunk in it, like in an actual game. It tells you how some of these guys are not really super relevant players. So that was a bummer. But other than that, it didn't do anything harmful or ruin the night. What did you think?
Yeah, same. I was very meh about the dunk contest. I actually think Obi Toppin, the first two dunks he did, I thought were actually really impressive, but they just weren't impressive looking on television. Like the way he bounced the ball through his legs on that first dunk, that was a high degree of
That
difficulty,
was
the
cool. That was a
angle
cool
that he
dunk.
bounced that. But
It
it
was.
didn't, if you weren't paying attention super close, I don't think that really registered. Like, kind of seeing that, if you were like checking your phone between highlights or whatever, I don't know if that really registered how difficult that actually was, that first dunk that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that first dunk, pretty underwhelming. Like you said, I thought the reach back that he did when he jumped over those two guys was pretty cool, but it's just not inventive enough and impressive enough to really get the job done in a dunk contest. I thought, what did you think on Simon Kiss the Rim dunk? What were your thoughts on that?
Where the ball was hanging on that little mini rim.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I thought in terms of, I guess, degree of difficulty, it was cool, but at the same time, it's got to be some flash and flair to it. And I thought it lacked that. It didn't, I don't know. I don't want to, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Like, we're kind of mere mortals here, and these guys are just with the insane verticals. Like,
Oh, he can jump out the gym, no doubt.
yeah, what the hell do
No,
we
no
know?
slide on him.
Yeah, but I was like, it's all right. And honestly, we've seen something like Dwight Howard, and I think other people do it a lot better. So, it's just so hard because a lot of these dunks we've seen before, and I think in a dunk contest, in order for you to be really successful and memorable, you need to have at least two dunks that you've never seen before. Just being good is not good enough. You need to have like unbelievable dunks people have never seen. That's tough. That's hard. I mean, and it's a bummer compared to like a 3-point contest in which, we're impressed by Steph shooting it from like the logo, right? It's like he can just take the shots. He doesn't have to do anything. It's not like we tell Steph, hey, shoot it with one hand behind your back. With a dunk, it's just so more critical. And I think it is unfair, but for entertainment value, I like it that way,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh, but overall, to answer your question, a long-winded answer is that it didn't really light my world on fire that much, to be honest.
Yeah, it just kind of felt, like the year when John Wall won the team championship dunk contest when the East
Oh,
won the
that
dunk
sucked.
contest. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he actually had a very impressive dunk, like maybe even more impressive than anything we saw tonight.
Hmm.
But you kind of left the dunk contest just feeling meh. That was okay, but that was definitely not the best thing we've seen. It definitely, we're spoiled. We saw Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon compete against each other together, which was the
That's
best dunk
true.
contest we've seen in a long, long time. I think,
Agreed.
to your point, it's getting more and more difficult every year, obviously, to be original. And this is kind of turning into, like a launching pad for these guys and their careers. Zach Levine was relatively unknown when he won the dunk contest. We'll see if Anthony Simon can raise his status in the NBA. I mean, he's coming off the bench in Portland. And you would imagine, based on the guys he's behind, he's not going to have many opportunities there. But this is kind of a chance now for these guys who might not see the spotlight anytime soon to get the spotlight on them. And I'm not saying that's going to change things for the teams that they are on, respectively. But this may be, his 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. And, we'll see if he can make it work in Portland or somewhere else. But I mean, the
Yeah.
kid and all these guys, super impressive athletes. They could jump out of the gym, no doubt. That's always fun to see to a degree. But I think you're right. There was no wow factor in this dunk contest.
Well, you brought up a good point, Matt, because people hate on winning the slam dunk contest or that it's irrelevant. That's wrong. I mean, look at Josh Smith, who was a judge, Jason Richardson, who was a judge. I mean, those guys. You're right. You're exactly right. They made their names off the dunk contest. JaVale McGee. I mean,
Yeah.
before he was on Shaq and a Fool, he was the dunk. He's in the dunk contest. Dwight Howard. A lot of his fanfare was the dunk contest. Nate Robinson. I mean, these guys. Most recently, Aaron Gordon's another one. That people are starting to talk about him in more of a way of a not just a dismissive player on the Atlanta Magic. I think the dunk contest played a lot into his current standing in the league. So this contest does have a lot of context in terms of building up your rep within the league. I think it is truly important. In my
You're
opinion, not to be
100% right.
dismissed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also, it's kind of like pizza. Like, I
Yeah,
still want the dunk contest, even
me
if it's
too.
not the greatest dunk contest. Like, I still will watch that whole thing. I still want that. Give me the dunk contest, even if it's guys that are not even going to be in the league next year. Please, I'll take
Agreed.
the dunk contest. So I'm definitely not saying anything like the format needs to change or it needs to go away or anything like that. No, we just had, we can't have Zach Levine versus Aaron Gordon every year. It's not going to be that way. Hey, thanks for checking out Hoopsology. If you had any thoughts on the topic we just discussed, we'd love to hear them in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please consider liking and sharing the video. It really helps us out. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys for the next video.